And it looks like this is an older case, and the state's alleging that you had failed to appear originally back in May of 22 when you were cited into court. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything, but if you do make statements, they're all going down on the record and can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed if you can't afford one, to have bond, and to make the state prove these charges beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand those rights?
Does I understand them?
Yes.
Yes. Sorry, cut out.
Okay. So now I'm going to go over the charges to make sure you understand them. You don't have to agree with them, but you need to understand the charges. You're charged with driving while having a suspended driver's license on April 23rd of 2022. And it's alleged this took place in Fayette Township at 3:52 p.m. That's a first-degree misdemeanor, carries a maximum penalty of 6 months in jail and a $1,000 fine. State's also alleging that you failed to maintain an assured clear distance ahead. That usually means you hit something, usually another vehicle.
Yeah, all right.
That is a minor misdemeanor, maximum penalty is a $150 fine. And the state's alleging that you were engaging in distracted driving. That's a minor misdemeanor, maximum penalty is a $150 fine. Do you understand these three charges?
Yes.
And you understand your rights?
Yes.
How do you plead to these charges?
I mean, technically guilty, but I don't want to sit in here. I need to get out and take care of my kids.
Okay, well, that's part of sentencing. That's not whether you're guilty or not. So I need to know whether you plead guilty or not guilty or no contest. Those are your choices.
Just guilty.
Guilty means you're admitting these charges are true. By doing that, you waive your right to have a trial and to have a lawyer. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to accept your guilty plea, and then I'm going to read the statement that the officer submitted to the court, and it looks like there's a traffic crash report filed with the court. It says Unit 1, Unit 2 were both traveling northeast on US 52. Unit 2 was slowing down traffic. Unit 1 failed to maintain an assured clear distance ahead, struck Unit 2 in the rear. And it looks like you were Unit 1. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm going to get the car. I went back to North Carolina, kids out of school.
He does say that you were distracted by another passenger that was in the vehicle and was turned around, and you were found to be driving under suspension. And also, he marked that you didn't have any proof of insurance either.
Well, I had insurance on the car, it's just I didn't have the thing. I don't know how to make you show it on the phone or something.
Did you turn this wreck in? Did you turn this wreck into your insurance company?
No.
So do we know, did the other people get their damages taken care of or not?
I haven't heard nothing about it. And they have my address and my name and everything.
Now, at the time this happened, a Hickory, North Carolina address is what was on the citation. Is that right or wrong?
Yeah, I just moved up here a couple months ago.
Okay, what's your current address?
It's 1908 Valley Street, Portsmouth, Ohio.
Valley Street?
Yeah, Valley Street.
Who was your insurance company back when this happened?
Either Allstate or State Farm.
Okay, what's going to happen? Of course, according to this, you were already suspended. Is your suspension still in effect?
Yeah, I just got taken by.
Okay, well, now you're going to get another suspension for not, since you didn't show proof of insurance, the B&B is going to suspend you for driving without proof of insurance. So if you've got insurance, you need to turn it into them to get that suspension lifted and to take care of, I'm assuming there was at least damages to the other people's car to take care of their
Yeah, I
damages.
heard nothing from it. I mean, I never got nothing in the mail.
How long have you been in jail now?
Since Monday.
Oh, okay.
for 4 or 5 days.
All right, that's a pretty good penalty for not coming to court. So, on the driving under suspension, I'm going to impose a $200 fine, and that's higher because you didn't come to court. If you didn't come to court, I would have made it less. So you need a bigger penalty because you didn't come to court when you're supposed to. You have to pay the court costs. 10 days in jail, and I'll suspend 6 and give you credit for 4. So you'll get out today, but you still got some time over your head. I'll order that you turn in your insurance information to the BMV.
I have a different vehicle, can I turn that insurance in?
No, you got to turn in what you had at the time the wreck happened,
Okay.
April 23rd. Because the insurance company has to pay, doesn't matter if you don't have that coverage anymore, as long as you had it in effect on April 23rd, and it doesn't matter if you got new coverage. They're not going to go back. Insurance companies don't pay anything other than what they're absolutely forced to. If you didn't have coverage in effect on April 23rd, they're not going to pay. So it's got to be April 23rd, the day of the wreck, what was in effect then. You got to show to the BMV. That'll be a part of your probation. Okay, then I'll put you on level 5 probation for 2 years, which means non-reporting, other than you're going to have a review hearing, and that's going to be on October 30th. So the last Monday in October, you got to come to court at 9 a.m. in Chesapeake. You know where that is? Where the court is?
I'll do.
Okay.
I was near it from what I was told from the officer. I think it was, I was in South Point or something. I thought I was in Kentucky, honestly.
Yeah, it looks a lot like Kentucky.
Well, I seen the bridge. I passed the bridge in Kentucky.
If you're going down river, Kentucky's on the left side, Ohio's on the right side. So.
I see this now.
Okay, so you get it's Lawrence County Municipal Courts in Chesapeake. It's on County Road 1. So
Okay.
if you get into the village, you've gone too far. Turn around and go back before you get into the village.
Okay.
And you got to come, or get all this done, or you'll have a warrant again, and you could wind up sitting in jail for not coming to court. So you should be very nervous if you miss a court date. Supplies to everyone.
I don't know to fix it. They told me I could come and fix it and come to court 9 to 5. They'll serve you the warrant and then we can court date. Well, I've never heard that before, and I'm trying to get the bond money saved up just in case. Because I don't have magistrates down here.
Okay, well, it would have been better just to come in on your own,
I agree.
rather than get arrested and spend the week sitting in jail waiting for your hearing.
Yeah.
Okay, on the assured clear distance ahead, I'll impose a $75 fine. And then distracted driving, $20 fine.
I'll let you pay by October.
Well, we'll let you go longer, but if you pay it by October, you don't have to come to court. You just have to come to court if you haven't finished everything you were ordered to do.
And how much time for the probation part?
Well, you can call the court anytime, Monday through Friday, and talk to your probation officer. Just ask for probation.
Here or side of down, I live side of down.
No, it'll be here. It'll be here at the court in Chesapeake. We're not transferring. Any other questions? You'll get out of jail today.
All right, well, I appreciate it.
Okay. October 30th, 9 o'clock a.m. is your next hearing.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Joseph Edens, case numbers TRC 23-910 A and B and CRA 23-409. Laban Murray is on deck.
All right. In the jailer, the camera's out of focus now. I don't know what happened. It was in focus really good. Now it's out of focus. So I don't know if somebody hit it or what happened, but it's very blurry now.
It gives everyone a more youthful appearance.
Yeah. All right, this is case number 23-910, CRA 23409. Joseph Edens, or Edens, you pronounce it Edens or Edens? Edens. All right, Mr. Edens, I'm Judge Capper at the Lawrence County Municipal Court in Chesapeake. This is your arraignment. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say things, but what you say is all going on the record. It can be used against you if you admit something. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed if you can't afford one, to have bail, to make the state prove charges beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand these things?
Yes.
You've got a felony driving under the influence of alcohol charge. It's alleged that Union Township on July 4th, you were operating a vehicle while under the influence of alcohol or drugs, that you've had three prior convictions.
On bicycle, we are.
I remember. That's a felony 4, maximum penalty is 18 months in jail, $5,000 fine. And you're also charged with failing to have signal devices on your bicycle. That's a minor misdemeanor, maximum penalty is $150 fine. Do you have the money? Do you have the money to hire a lawyer?
No,
Are you still working or not?
no,
I'll appoint Tyler Smith to represent you. This is Joseph Edens, and he's got a felony driving under the influence, and he's operating a bicycle.
Okay.
What's the state's position on bond for Mr. Edens?
I don't know whether, I mean, obviously treatment would come to mind. So I guess we would not oppose an OR bond if he would be assessed for treatment and take part in treatment.
Mr. Smith?
Your Honor, I don't have to object to that. It can be assessed.
Do you have an Ohio medical card, Mr. Edens?
I'm supposed to, I haven't got one sent to me yet.
Have you had one in the past?
No, sir,
Do you even get any medical treatment?
not yet. I've really never been sick for anything.
Okay. And you still live in the Narrows? You still live in,
Number 3,
huh?
sir.
Down?
Number 3.
Okay. So you can get, what's easier for you to get to, Chesapeake or Proctorville?
Probably. 1 mile apart.
Okay.
If I had my bicycle, if not, I've got to hitchhike the job.
Did they seize your bicycle?
That's what I got.
Sir,
Well, you probably don't know if they seized your bicycle. Is hometown still got something in Parkerville? Okay, there's somebody here. Isn't there? Okay, this is Joseph Edens, and he needs to start some treatment. Well, I don't know, he may need inpatient. We probably need to have him assessed. Is there any way you can get an assessment at the jail?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Today?
I'll head down there after court. Do you want him out today, or?
Well, probably. He has a felony, he's had multiple OBIs. The wrinkle in it is he's always on a bicycle, yeah, he's on a bicycle.
They impounded his bicycle, by the way.
I'm sorry?
They impounded his bicycle.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my only transportation.
Yeah. I've seen you riding your bicycle.
Yes, sir. I say it's the only way I get around.
So he's closer to Proctorville than anywhere else.
1 mile from Rockville.
Okay, I'll,
Right, 3.5.
I'll get it taken care of.
And I think he's been pretty good about coming to court when he's had cases in the past.
Yes, sir, I come every time I'm supposed to.
Okay, well, we'll try outpatient first then. I'm gonna let you have an OR bond, order you to get treatment. They're gonna contact you about where you're gonna go. You can do that this afternoon? It's in Proctorville, at the same building where, you're still right there at the main red light in the middle of town, right across from the old village hall.
The treatment places.
Yes.
And we'll
Across from the dance, it's a dance studio now.
We transport as well.
Okay, and they can come pick you up, actually, so that'll work. So I'm gonna let you sign a $3,000 signature bond. I don't want you out on the road drinking and riding a bike, though, because that's gonna make me look bad if you have a wreck while you're out on bond.
I don't want to do that.
And come back 21st.
That's fine.
You wait time for then? or-
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm gonna see you back in 2 weeks. You gotta come to court on July 21st. That's
Okay.
2 weeks from today.
Somebody will write that down on paper for me.
Yeah, the treatment provider's is getting it all down. We'll make sure they remind you what your dates are.
Okay, we're gonna go see him at.
Well, it's probably gonna be a she, and hopefully it'll be this afternoon. So let's order him released after he talks to, she's right here in the courtroom.
Okay.
Released after he talks to the treatment provider. Okay, anything else? Okay, that's all.
I'll get out today.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Laban K. Murray, case number CRV 23412, A, B, and C. And Angel Pinson is on desk.
Laban Murray, 23412. And sir, are you Laban Murray?
Yes, sir.
I'm Judge Capper at the Lawrence County Municipal Court. That's where your hearing is taking place by teleconference. What you say is all going down the record, so you don't have to say anything. But if you make statements, if you admit something, it can be used against you. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. I can barely hear.
Okay. How about now? Can you hear better?
No, not really. I'm sorry.
Okay, we'll ask the jailer to adjust the headphones. There should be a volume control on there, because you're coming through fine here. Okay, how about now? Can you hear me now? Okay. Okay, I'm going to go over your charges with you, and it looks like you've got them in your hand. They were faxed down to the jail this morning. 412A alleges that on July the 6th of this year, in Fayette Township, you were the parent, guardian, or custodian of a minor child, and that you created a substantial risk to the health, or safety of that child by violating a duty of care, protection, or support. That's a first-degree misdemeanor endangering children charge. 412B alleges that on July the 6th in Fayette Township, you knowingly caused or tried to cause physical harm to Claudia Crank, and that Claudia is either a member of your family or a member of your household. So the charge is domestic violence. That's a first-degree misdemeanor, maximum penalty 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. 412C alleges at the same time and place, without the right to do so, you purposely tried to prevent a public official in performance of their official duties. That's obstructing official business. It's a second-degree misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 90 days in jail, $750 fine. So you've got 3 charges. Do you understand the 3 charges?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand, well, I don't think I explained your rights. You have a right, yeah, I did explain your rights. You understand the rights you have as a defendant?
Yes, sir.
These are all misdemeanors, so I'm going to ask you for a plea. You can enter guilty, not guilty, or no contest. Those are your choices. What plea do you want to enter to these charges? And you can enter different pleas to different charges, if you wish.
I honestly, I was going to be able to, I've never been arrested in Ohio before. I've never had charges over here. But I would like to plead not guilty, sir, because...
Okay, you don't have to explain. Let's just take it to that. You want to plead not guilty. Do you want a lawyer appointed to represent you?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a job?
I lost it on the 4th.
Okay, so
I just lost.
right now you're unemployed right now?
Yeah.
Do you have any money saved?
I can sell my car.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you don't have any money saved.
No, sir. My father passed away on the 16th, and I got all his back bills and stuff, and I've been trying to keep up with everything, and I've not been successful with nothing, sir.
I'll appoint Mr. Stratton to represent you. He's here in court.
Your Honor,
Entering a not guilty plea for Mr. Murray. Mr. Stratton will be your lawyer. Is there any objection to no R bond?
Well, Your Honor, the allegations here are really serious. It involves a gun. Deputy had to kick the door in because nobody would answer. We have witnesses who saw physical violence. So we would request a $5,000 cash surety bond and a protection order.
Your Honor, it's apparent he cannot make a cash and surety bond. We could, at the least, put an ankle monitor on him maybe, if that's,
Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let you call down, talk to him about this, and explore if there's possible places where he could stay other than with the complaining party and maybe an ankle monitor and that sort of thing.
My mom lived, I don't mean to interrupt, sir. My mom lived-
Sir, I think what the lawyer would say is wait and talk to him rather than blurt everything out on the record.
I'm
So
sorry, I don't know how to do it.
I understand that. That's why you have a lawyer.
Can I have a quick follow-up?
Yes. Your lawyer's going to call down, talk to you. After he's done so, we'll recall you and finalize your bond conditions.
State of Ohio versus Angel R. Pinson, case number CRA 23407, CRB 23400, and Cornell Rogers is on deck.
Ma'am, are you Angel R. Pinson? Ms. Pinson, I'm Judge Capper at the Lawrence County Municipal Court. This is your arraignment hearing. And we're doing this by teleconference, obviously. Your image and recording of your audio is all going on the record, so if you say things that are damaging to your case, they can be used against you. You don't have to say anything. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed if you can't afford one. You have a right to bail and to make the state prove any charges beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those things? Okay, the first and most serious charge is identity fraud. It's alleged on July the 4th, Fayette Township. Without the right to do so, you represented yourself as being another person with the intent to use that person's personal identification information. That's a felony of the 5th degree, maximum penalty, 1 year in jail, $2,500 fine. Then you also have a theft offense. It's alleged July 4th, in Fayette Township. You tried to deprive Walmart of property without their consent. That's a 1st degree misdemeanor. Maximum penalty, 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. So those are the two charges. Do you have the money? Well, first of all, do you understand those charges? Do you have the money to hire a lawyer? You do have money with which to hire a lawyer?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. So you don't want a court-appointed lawyer, you want to hire your own?
I'll go with the one right now.
Do you work? Do you have a job?
I live in Huntington.
Do you work? Do you have a job?
No, I just got over that.
Okay. So you have no income right now.
No.
I'll appoint Mr. Morford to represent you. And I've got 2029 Poplar Street, Canova, as your address. Is that right?
Yeah.
What's the state's position on bond? I'm asking the prosecutor for what he wants as bond, so.
State's not opposed to an OR bond. She just indicated that she just gotten out of treatment. She may need to be assessed for further treatment. So
Where did you go to treatment, ma'am?
OBG.
So you finished the 30-day program or longer?
No, I let down a little bit before my 30 days of that.
Were you court ordered to do that, or did you do that on your own?
I did not learn
And you went to the one in Burlington?
South Point.
Yeah, that's South Point.
Yeah, well,
That's a specific, Burlington is a specific part of South Point.
sorry, I'm not from here really, that's where they sent me.
Were
Well, I asked to go.
Were you court ordered to go to OBP?
No, I was going to the methadone clinic, and then they told me about OBP rehab, that they would give me methadone too.
Well, do you want to go back there and finish up?
I will.
Well, Mr. Morford?
Judge, I'd like to call down and speak with her, but I would strongly urge her to go back and
Okay.
take advantage, whatever kind of treatment she can get advantage. Take advantage of that.
Let me, I'm going to text Brianna. See if we can get them involved.
Do you have a cell phone, Ms. Pinson? Telephone number?
No, I do not right now. But I'm in OBG in Huntington too. That's where that's where I get information that we have in South Point.
Okay, I'm going to let your lawyer talk to you, and then we'll have you back, And I've texted OVP to see if they're willing to take you. They're gonna check on
Okay.
in on it and let me know.
Okay.
So we'll call her back up after and talk with, the jailer could hold her out so Mr. Morford can talk to her by phone.
I think I have one more, Your Honor, at the jail, Mr. Hutchinson, I believe I saw the ad on your docket this morning.
Okay. Charles is here, or was he?
He's here.
Okay.
State of Ohio versus Cornell Rogers, case number CRB 23205 A and B. Melissa Snell is on deck.
Okay, ma'am, we'll get back to you. And Mr. Morford, this is actually your client.
Yes, so that's why
And it looks like he missed a hearing back in April, April 28th on a pretrial. Original charges were obstructing and theft from Walmart.
No, Steve.
All right, so do you need to talk with him too, or?
apparently, Judge, I think
All right.
it'd be a good idea before we...
All right, Mr. Rogers, your attorney, Mr. Morford, is here. He's going to call down and talk to you, and then we'll recall after. You probably need the court's file.
Yes.
We'll recall you after you talk to your lawyer.
Yes, sir.
State of Ohio versus Melissa Snell, case number CRA 23224 A and B.
Gotta see what's going on with this.
All right, Melissa Snell. It's also Mr. Morford's case. Looks like she failed to appear for a hearing May 26th of this year. And she was supposed to be inpatient.
She was an outpatient client, Your Honor, and she had not been compliant.
I guess the
She-
note was she would go inpatient if she didn't show better.
Yes. So I've spoken with Taylor, and Taylor has agreed to accept her as an inpatient client, if that's okay with the court.
All right, Ms. Snell, did you hear what that was Mr. Gwynn from RRS, where I think you were doing outpatient before?
Okay.
So, and I think my notes were, at the last hearing, you said if you weren't doing better, you were going to go to inpatient. That was the next step, and then you didn't show up for your hearing.
Yeah, I had to go out of town for a couple weeks.
And if I put you in inpatient, are you going to stay there?
Yes.
Because if you don't, you've got a felony, so what, the next step, we're just ramping this up. So if you don't comply and if you leave treatment now, I'll just say, I'm done with you, you're gonna go to the grand jury and get an indictment for a felony, and you'll go to the common police court where you'll have a 50-50 chance of going to prison if you're at that point. So at this point, you're still in a situation where if you're successful, I won't send you to the grand jury, I won't get you indicted, you have no risk of going to prison. But you're teetering on the edge of going to prison if you don't start doing what you need to do. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
And are you gonna
You
do
don't
it?
have enough, yes. Do I have enough time to
No.
let my family know what's going on?
Well, you can let them know what's going on, but I thought you were gonna say, can I go home, pet the dog, get my stuff together? No, you can't do that, but you can let them know where they are.
We'll give her an intake call as well to let her family know where she's at.
Okay, so I'm going to order you released to Bethesda for inpatient treatment today, and then we'll come back in 3 weeks and get a report as to how you're doing. And if you don't do well, or if you run, then I'm done with you, and you're going to go to the grand jury for an indictment. You understand that? And that's not good. You don't want a felony on you. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
I'll get her today.
Okay, so ordered release to Bethesda only for inpatient treatment. Come back for next hearing, July 28th at 10 o'clock. Preliminary hearing.
Thank you, Your
There's a
Honor.
time waiver till then.
We wait time, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
State of the law recalls Laban K. Murray, case number CRB 23412, A, B, and C. And Angel Pinson and Cornell Rogers will be recalled later.
Your Honor, I was not able to get through the jail. It's just ringing busy. I've called multiple times. However, I figured out, talking to the alleged victim in this case, who approached me in the hallway, he does have a place to stay in Huntington at 1861 5th Street West. And the victim in this case is going to stay at her sister's, so she's not going to be around him, but she does not want a protection order in this matter. So there's that issue too. I guess the prosecutor could talk to her about it, but I asked that
Is she here in the courtroom? Is Claudia Crank here?
she was out in the hallway, Your Honor.
Claudia Crank, come in the court, please.
They're coming in now, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah. But he does have his own place in Huntington.
Claudia Crank? Ma'am, you're Claudia Crank?
Claudia?
Come up and talk to the prosecutor, please. This is the one to see you. See you.
Your Honor, what's your name? Claudia Murray?
Crank.
Claudia Crank. Claudia Crank's here. She doesn't want a protection order. I would like to add, however, that the allegations are supported by several different witnesses who've made written statements, and the circumstances that are alleged are very serious. There are children living in the home. If there's not going to be a protection order, we're going to refer the case to Children's Services to make sure that somebody's overseeing the situation.
And that's in South Point, where this happened.
Yes.
You were living in South Point. You're not going to be living in South Point, neither is he.
He lives in Huntington. We were staying with my sister for a little.
Okay, he hasn't been living with you.
No.
No.
All right, Mr. Murray, I'm ordering you released on a signature bond. Now, what about these? Maybe you should be, are these his kids or somebody else's kids?
I don't even know whether it's a child endangerment charge because the cop that came in, he seen the car seat tilted over, and I don't know where or what that whole deal was, but he asked like if we were slinging my baby around or whatever. That's not at all what happened. Like, my kid was not anywhere near us when we were arguing. My sister had him. He is not a danger to any of our
There was
children
a
that we have together.
gun.
He had
There
his
was
gun.
beating.
He was leaving. The cop asked me why he had his gun. I said, wouldn't you take your gun with you too if you were leaving someone else's home? If it's yours, why would you leave it somewhere?
It wasn't being brandished or?
No, it was in his side. and it wasn't concealed.
Okay, I'll let him sign a $1,000 OR bond. When you want to come back for the next hearing, Mr. Chairman?
Up to the court.
You're available,
Yes, yeah. One of them.
no blackout dates?
No, I've settled quite a few trials the past couple of weeks, so no blackout dates.
21st, 2 weeks from today.
Yes.
July 21st. That'll be your next hearing, Mr. Murray, at the court in Chesapeake. You have to be here then at 10 a.m. You're going to get released from jail today. Any questions? Do you have a contact?
The only phone that they had is her phone, so but I've got her phone number.
Okay. July 21st is your next hearing. If you don't show up, you get a warrant.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This goes
You
to
need
this
to
file.
get your phone number. What is your phone number?
Thanks,
You are done.
sir.
You are.
9938. Okay, thank you.
Just to let the jailer know that Angel Pinson and Cornell Rogers will be recalled a little later in our docket. State of Ohio versus Holly Elkins, case number, on a recall, case number CRB 23342 and CRA 04179.
Okay. It's an acceptable screen.
Your Honor, we have a companion case to this, Christopher Roberts.
Okay. Is it for recall also?
It hasn't been called yet, I don't believe.
She entered a guilty plea. We waited for the drug screen before the sentence.
Right.
I understand with respect to Mr. Steyer's case, she's indicated he had nothing to do with it. She's the one that
Let me see.
shoplifted that day. I think the state maybe just dismiss that, I don't know, but she would take responsibility.
State of Ohio versus Christopher Roberts, case number CRB 23348, Christopher Roberts.
It's Mr. Steyer's case set for pretrial, co-defendant of Ms. Elkins. How's the state want to proceed?
If I may have a moment to see if there's a statement or some sort of a narrative in here. I can- The narrative indicates that Christopher Roberts was with Holly Elkins and that she was the one that was under-ringing. So we're okay to dismiss the charge with respect to Christopher
All right,
Roberts.
Christopher Roberts' case is dismissed.
Thank you.
So that'll be an outright dismissal without court costs.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then on Holly Elkins, we go ahead and do sentencing.
Okay, you can just sit down.
Case number is 23342. I'll impose a $100 fine, court costs. $10 days in jail suspended. 5 days community service. Uh, 2 years of level 5 probation. Order to stay out of Walmart. Review date October 30th. 9 a.m. She's to meet with Mr. Major about Well, let's change that. I forgot about it. She's got an older case, so I'm not gonna go out that long. Scratch that October 30th date. Let's make it, August 14th. She's got an old case that she never took care of, so both of them will be set for review, August 14th, 9 a.m. And you have the case number on the old case, 04179. 04179. 04179, August 14th, 9 o'clock. She'll still need to meet with Mr.
Yes, sir. I'll send her over there.
State of Ohio recalls Timothy A. Keating, case number CRA 23300.
Timothy Keating, is Mr. Smith's case. On there.
Judge, I understand he is at RRS. He's begun treatment there as of, well, about a week ago or so. This is one that qualifies for QRT. Megan has interviewed him, and I think the plan is to dismiss this to QRT, and he'll stay with RRS as far as his treatment services go.
Well, I'm not sure I want to dismiss it. I mean, he was non-compliant. The first report says he's non-compliant. So, I mean, I think it's good to have QRT involved, but I think the court needs to stay involved for a while.
Okay.
Yeah. He hasn't gotten off to a great start.
Judge, he agrees with that.
Okay.
He says he's doing well, plans on continuing to do well.
All right, I'll refer to QRT to help monitor what he is doing and get him where he needs to go. Let's come back in 3 weeks if you're available. What's your trial? You got a trial?
I do. I'm here July 31st. That's getting a little busy. August 4th, August 7th. That's a little bit more than 3 weeks. But
Let's do July 31st.
I can do that.
July 31st, and you've already talked to him, so he knows what he needs to do.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so you got more eyes on you now to see that you're doing the right thing, and eventually, if you don't, two things could happen. You go to the grand jury and get indicted, or go to the inpatient after your level of care. So if you want to stay outpatient, you need to get serious about this. Get a better report next time.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor. See that.
State of Ohio recalls Patrick R. Shanahan, case number CRB 22678. Patrick Shanahan.
Patrick Shanahan. This is set for review, guys.
Patrick Shanahan.
Okay, he's in the back. Okay, we'll hold him back. Yeah. Okay, we're not ready for Patrick Shanahan then yet.
State of Ohio recalls Charles Porter Sr. and Charles Porter Jr. and Elvis Ritchie.
Your Honor, we have a date, August the 4th, is that correct?
Right, we discussed rescheduling, I guess, Mr. Ritchie's trial to August.
And Mr. Nord's involved in this too.
Yeah, Mr. Nord consulted with us on he gave us a list of dates he would be available on court days, and we worked one out that would apply to us. So we would reschedule Mr. Ritchie's trial to August 4th. I'm not aware of what date this issue with Mr. Ritchie allegedly happened. So I'm not certain which of the charges against Mr. Porter that Mr. Smith wants us to try on the same date. I'm fine with doing that, but I need to know which case number he has in mind.
The incidents from September 27, 2022, they had cross filings, violation of protection order. That's one of
So
them.
would be the trial just on the 27th?
27th, and there's a complaint against Mr. Ritchie on the 27th.
September 27th, that's case number 22629 with Director Charles Porter.
And there's a second date, September 29th as well. September 27th was the first date.
Yes, that's case number 636, 22636.
So 22-6-29, we're setting for trial on the 4th of Mr. Porter's cases.
629, 636, there's a 635 too, let's see when that's alleged effect.
September 29th.
So that, all of those then would be that. So 629, 635, 636 for Charles Porter will be tried August 4th at noon. Elvis Ritchie, now all of his cases are that same day,
Yes, sir.
so everything he has is August 4th at noon.
Yes.
And then we also need to schedule, well, we could even have, if he wants to have a trial on this Charles Porter Jr., we could schedule it for the same day. I don't know how confusing that's all going to get.
Your Honor, let's just set that for a pretrial on that day.
Now, I also have, on Charles Porter, there's a 22-469 is an earlier case than any of those, and it's alleged to have happened May 15th.
We tried that in January, Your Honor.
That's the one we're waiting on, okay. So I'll just put it on the docket for that day, but for sentencing.
So does that mean there's been a ruling, Your Honor?
No, but I just want to know that it's.
Okay.
That not for trial, but it should be there.
Okay.
Sentencing / pretrial.
Okay. Sentencing sounded a little ominous, Your Honor.
Okay, and then with Porter Jr., do we want to pre-try it on August 4th or set it for trial that day?
Pre-trial.
Okay, so Mr. Porter Jr., he's probably going to be here as a witness anyway, right?
Probably.
Okay,
I believe so, yes.
August 4th at noon for a pre-trial. That's case number 23338.
Yes.
Okay, is that all the cases? As far as everyone knows?
Yep.
I believe so, Your Honor.
Okay. August the 4th. So everyone's coming back August 4th. Some cases will be tried that day. One case has already been tried. We'll look at it again, and then Porter Jr. will be just a pretrial.
Correct.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, you're free to go for today. Back here August 4th.
State of Ohio versus Kayla Smith, case number CRV 23271.
This is Mr. Stratton's case. Kayla Smith. She has a bond up with Mr. Sowers.
Your Honor, this was set for a bond forfeiture on 7/21, then it was set today. I thought maybe she had turned herself in, but apparently she's not here today. So,
I don't know if you thought she was going to turn herself in today.
I'm not sure how, he might have asked it to be put on today.
I don't know why it was set for today.
I don't know either.
Oh, actually, I think what happened, it was set for June 23rd for a pretrial. And I think this is one of the ones, she came in late after you'd already left. And then I ordered her to come back today, and now she's not here.
Yeah, so.
So I will notify Mr. Sowers that she failed to appear today.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
So I'll set her bond forfeiture for July 28th.
State of Ohio recalls Angel R. Pinson at the Lawrence County Jail, case number CRA 23407 and CRB 23408. Cornell Rogers is on deck.
All right, Angel Pinson, and is that yours, Mr. Morgan?
Yes.
And you've had a chance to talk with her, or?
Yes, Your Honor, we talked with Melissa Snell, Mr. Rogers, and Ms. Pinson.
Okay. All right, well, she's up on the screen now. And I did get a text from Brianna DeMint about her. I'll just read it into the record. She says she was at inpatient on her own and left. She says she came in and left against advice, the same beat, I don't know if she didn't say beat, the same beat because she was seen hiding something on her person and refused to search and left the facility. She can come back, but she must comply with all rules and searches. I'll have an intake team call and speak with her.
Are you willing to do that, Ms. Pinson?
What is it?
Are you willing to do inpatient Bethesda?
No, it's
OBP. That's right.
OBP, where you were before.
Yeah.
They say you left because they wanted to search you and you refused to submit to a
No,
search.
I let them search me, and I let them search me, and they took time on me, and then they said I had some on me, and I told them I didn't, because I was refused to get searched again after they searched me 3 times.
Well, maybe you should go someplace else then.
I mean, I'm not gonna refuse search again, because, I mean, they searched me 3 times and it's got nothing. And try to say I had something on me, when I went to jail, I had nothing on me, I don't understand that. That doesn't make any sense, does it?
No, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, so I probably would like to hear the other side of that.
I mean.
I'm kind of like the old school way my mom was. If you're going to complain about the teacher, my mom was going to believe the teacher, not me.
Yeah.
So there's kind of presumption that I'm going to go with what the provider says, not you. But I guess I could be convinced, but it's going to have to be some pretty strong evidence. I'm not going to jump to your conclusion right off the bat, like people do for their kids now.
Your Honor, she's
Well,
like a
the reason why I didn't want it, I'm gonna tell you the reason why I didn't want to get searched 3 times and I got searched.
I don't really care, I don't want to hear it.
You don't?
No, I don't. That's a waste of my time. What did you wish to say, Taylor?
If she doesn't want to go, we'll take her a little longer.
We've got another program if you want to go there, if you don't want to go back to OBP.
Yeah, I'll go to either one.
And you have, do you have a medical card?
Yeah,
West Virginia or Ohio?
West Virginia.
It's fine.
Okay. I can send you to another facility.
Sounds like
I'd
maybe,
rather go, I mean, if they have one open, I would rather go today.
Sure, I'll take her today.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to order you released to Bethesda then. We've got a bed available for you today.
Thank you.
Set your next hearing. And if you run again, if you listen, you want to make sure you understand the ramifications. You've got a felony charge. So what does that mean? There's no place you can go. If you go back to Huntington, you say, well, just listen. You don't need to interrupt. Just listen to what I'm telling you. I'm trying to teach you something. When you have a felony charge, that's extraditable from any state in the Union in almost every country. So there's nowhere you can run and hide. And if you run over to Huntington, you'll get eventually arrested, go to Western Regional and sit there for about a month until you actually have an extradition hearing in Cabell County Circuit Court, and then you'll come back over here and start all over, and you just wasted all that time. So there's nowhere you can go. You can't run and hide from this because of the felony. Okay. Let's come back then on July 21st, 2 weeks.
Old fashioned.
And waive time for them.
Wait, time?
She can sign a $2,000 signature bond. I'll let OVP know she's going to Bethesda.
Well, now you're coming here to get me, or do I need to go there?
Oh, they're going to come get you.
Okay.
I'll be there today.
You'll be going this afternoon.
Ms. Pinson, keep in mind what I told you and what the judge has told you on more than one occasion about getting into treatment, taking care of the issues that you have, so this doesn't go to the grand jury in Ironton and possible prison exposure. Don't do that.
State of Ohio recalls Cornell R. Rogers at the Lawrence County Jail, case number CRB 23205, A and B.
Cornell Rogers is Mr. Morford's case. It's a misdemeanor. He's been out of pocket since April 28th.
Judge, he didn't appear then because he was in Washington, D.C., and couldn't afford the ticket for a train ride back here.
He was released on an OR bond to go to inpatient at Lawrence County Recovery, so I'm thinking that never happened.
I don't believe so, Judge.
My grandmother has been sick. She just passed away last night. I just been trying to be there with her, help my family. I know that I have an obligation to stay in court, and I understand that. I just wanted to try to be around her, with her, help my family out. Again, I know my obligations to the court.
How did you wind up getting back in our jail if you were in Washington, D.C.?
I came back out here to try to straighten this situation out.
Did you turn yourself in, or how did you wind up getting arrested?
I was arrested in Huntington. I was pulled over. I wasn't driving, I was in the car. I pulled over, told them my name, they ran my name, saying that I had charges here.
Well, you must have, do you have something in common police court then too?
Excuse me?
You must have something in common pleas then too, because this is a misdemeanor, so you must have a felony somewhere.
Have you been to court in Ironton?
Transfer was Stephen stolen property, I think. I was indicted on, I believe so.
Okay, he's got an indictment. Who's your lawyer on that case, do you know?
I believe Mr. Morford.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I don't know if there's any type of way that I can to be able to bury my grandmother and go to treatment. But I'm willing to, if I do understand.
Do you know who your judge is in common pleas?
No, sir, I do not.
Did you ever appear over there, right across the street? Did you go to court over there?
No, sir.
Never did go there? Okay. He hasn't appeared yet, no.
That would explain why I'm
Indication
wondering.
he has, but not maybe recently.
Okay. Well, what do you want to do? I mean, we can still keep an OR bond if you want, to let, then common pleas can just decide, because they're gonna have a holder on him until he gets there. I had ordered him previously to go to Lawrence County Recovery, and I think probably that was gonna be a joint thing with common pleas, but that never happened.
Mr. Davenport's his attorney in common pleas court.
Okay.
We don't have an opposition to an OR bond from here, and then let common pleas court determine if they want him to go to treatment or not, and if they're in agreement with that, then we would be okay with that too.
So he's probably going to, well, it will be at least then the 12th before he appears in common pleas, if then. Want to set it 14th then, or? Okay, Mr. Rogers, I'm saying your next hearing for next Friday, July the 14th. I'm letting you have a signature bond. The problem is you're not still going to get out because you've got a holder from the court right across the street where apparently you're indicted on a charge over there. So that judge is going to, just listen, sir. The judge in common pleas is going to control whether you get out or not. I'm lifting my holder. So if they lift their holder and let you out it'll be at least Wednesday before you get over there, the 12th. You've got to be in my court in Chesapeake on July 14th. If they don't lift the holder, you'll still be in jail, and I'll see you just like I am today on a teleconference on Friday, July 14th. And we'll decide how we're going to go forward. I'm okay with you going to treatment. You'll need to convince the common pleas judge that you'll do it and do what you're supposed to. So, okay? July 14th will be the next hearing. And that's a pretrial.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, that finishes up at the jail.
Hey, Butch.
Okay.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Elson Childers, case number TRC 23629, A, B, and C.
Mr. Shires case, pretrial.
Your Honor, this is an OVI with a urine screen. We're here to see today whether a screen result has been returned to the state.
It's too soon. We can check to find out. The stop is on May 27th, so
Okay, we'll
it might be a
recall.
little early.
Have to see, find out whether there's a result.
State of Ohio versus Buddy L. Hardy, case number CRB 23287, CRB 22600. CRA 1864A and B, TRC 1870A and B.
Mr. Shires case.
Your Honor, I was aware that there was a pending OVI, and I was aware that there were a bunch of old cases that were on sort of on review status, but apparently there is apparently CRB 22 CRB 600 is still pending, which I was not aware of. I filed discovery this morning. The state got some information today from the victim, so I've gone ahead and filed discovery on that. Probably, and Mr. Hill and I have discussed dealing with globally with the pending charges, so this time I'm going to ask for continuance. I assume this isn't going to be a difficult one to get discovery back on, so it probably shouldn't need to be too long, but we're also in no particular rush on this, so if you want to pick a date that's convenient to the court.
All right. August 7th.
I'm here that day. Well, wait, no, the 7th. I'm here that day, Your Honor.
August August 7th.
I was thinking of the 4th, but it sounds like it works as well. Go like that down, August 7th.
So he is aware now, it's a possession of marijuana was the other charge.
No, then I'm not bad. I'm gonna probably get through those files then and see what's going on.
23287 is a possession of marijuana.
And that's also pending?
It is.
Do you need me to file again, or can you just add that into what I've already filed? Because I filed discovery separately on 2 different cases now.
It may be at
10 o'clock.
8:10, let me see if it's a different day. It arose out of that same incident with the other
Okay, all right,
same day.
okay.
Okay. August 7th for pre-trial.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Barbara R. Lawson, case number CRB 22709. Orphan's case.
And I think we're looking for a report from the council center.
For 30 days, right? So that's okay. The provider doesn't get involved in that because the provider is the expert. Need to be.
That's good.
You're aware?
Is there something?
That's in council chamber's hands. Have you asked me?
So,
No, they're in charge of that. They decide when an outcome to go from outpatient to inpatient. Judge, the discussion we're having here is she wants you to give the okay after she's been at the counseling center 30 days for permission to go to outpatient. And my understanding of it is the provider determines the length of stay in each stage of recovery.
Well, one thing I keep marking, looks like I've been asking for a report. Well, the last 2 times I've asked for a report and haven't gotten one, so.
I have one here, Judge, dated 7/7.
It says she's been there a month, but it reads like one that's just, where she just started, just saying, well, this is what she's gonna do. It says she started there June 9th, it says she's gonna be attending groups, she'll be doing this, she'll be doing that. It doesn't say how she's done over the last month.
you mean before? Yeah. Okay, but still, she's back in the program. I see, yes.
this my copy to keep, or do you need copies?
Yes, sir. I'll get the following copies of that.
What's the state's position on this?
Well, Your Honor, we want Ms. Lawson to continue to have positive reports. Now, Mr. Lawson is here, and he feels as if he's had some responsibility for this even happening, which I don't know to what extent. He says that back when she didn't complete the treatment, it was because he didn't give her rides for the outpatient, because apparently they were split up at the time or something like that, and that we wouldn't be here today had he done what he should have done. So I don't know, I don't know enough to figure out what to do with that, but I think he wants to address the court if that's okay.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
We were supposed to go to marriage counseling. That's what I agreed to. We was going, everything was fine. We had a big argument, we separated. So I told her, I ain't taking you no more, find your own ride. So she couldn't find a ride. And if she'd have win, none of this would have happened. So it's my fault that she's in this circumstances right now. And I just mercy her to better.
Well, at one point, it was agreed that, and I'm looking at a note from February of this year, that it would be on a 90-day list if she paid court costs and completed counseling, and then she didn't appear at her hearing. And I think what happened then, she got picked up on a warrant. She was in jail. That's when she went from jail to the counseling center for inpatient treatment.
So Mr. Lawson is urging me to ask the court for her to do intensive outpatient treatment. And we don't have an objection to that if the counseling center said that they could accommodate that, and that it would be something that
She probably would have to switch because I think she lives here, right?
I live in South Point.
She's been in Ironton, I believe.
I'm in Ironton right now.
I keep forgetting they've got a facility in Ironton.
Oh, he says they still do a path, too.
Yeah, we're still in path.
Okay.
She still has a counselor path.
Where's that facility?
Black Lane, Riverside, Chesapeake.
Okay, at the Plaza, Chesapeake.
The Plaza, yeah.
I went off all substances too. I'm not even on Suboxone anymore. My last screen that I took up there was clean. I don't know why they didn't include that.
Yeah, it doesn't mention it. Okay, well, I'll order that she can begin outpatient treatment. Now, do you all live together?
Yeah, we're back
Yeah.
together.
Okay. So, and you don't want a protection order, you're okay?
No,
with
we're good.
it?
No. It's my fault, everything. She wouldn't have been in this situation. She wouldn't have had a warrant for arrest if I'd have taken her. If I'd have been a man and sucked up and took her, you know what I mean?
Okay, so I'll do an order that she can be released from inpatient to begin outpatient treatment. At this point, you want to continue with the counseling center or at outpatient in Ironton, or you want to go someplace else?
I'll continue with the counseling center or Riverside, one of the two.
Okay. Well, I kind of like to know what your choice is going to be.
I'll do the counseling center since they're
Okay.
pretty good.
Well, you'll need to get the order. I'm going to do an order. So you'll probably need to get a copy of that, take it back with you.
That's why I just asked him.
Mr. Worker can help you with that. And then, let's come back in maybe 6 weeks, and then at some point then, if you were amenable to dismissing it with cause, so I guess there's still
Yes, and I know that Mr. Lawson still wants us to do that. I don't remember exactly how it got to where it is now, but I
Well, she
guess
failed to appear, got
Yeah.
a warrant, got picked up, got it,
And
was
she
in
was
jail.
jailed, terms of me.
the court costs, I don't know, 100,
135.
so let's
I
make
could
sure.
probably
she-
pay that as soon as I
Have
get
any-
back home.
Yeah,
I'll pay
screens.
that, I'll pay that.
All right, August the 18th will be the next pretrial. And hang around till Mr. Morford can get you a copy of the judgment you're about to sign.
Thank you.
You can take that with you.
State of Ohio versus Charles Hutchinson, case number CRB 21-584, PRC 19-2635 A and B, PRC 18-1210 A and B.
Okay, this was, I think, actually on the review docket, wasn't it, today?
It's an add-on under.
Added that one, it says pretrial, and this time it's getting.
Okay, so what's going on with you now, Mr. Hutchison?
I was at Lawrence County Recovery in South Point, and I was talking with my grandmother a little bit, and she's showing small signs of early stages of dementia and Alzheimer's, and I went back to OBP on 20th Street and rescheduled my next Sublocade shot in the services with them. And I just got to thinking a little bit, if I'm driving clear down to South Point, I'm paying for a lot for gas. I have a V8 that I should have never got. And I'm doing well. I'm more confident than I've ever been. I just felt like a sense of responsibility fell on me with her. She took care of me my whole life. And
Okay, are you living with her now, or?
I was talking with a girl. I would like to return home to her with your permission. My last charge, it was a domestic charge, and we got to talking and things, and she told me the report that the officer filed, none of that was true. That I was blacked out drunk and I was talking out of my head, but I didn't do any of the things that he wrote on that paper. And she's been trying to contact the probation office or prosecutor's office many times to get that dropped,
Okay.
and it hasn't happened.
Your grandmother's name is Nancy?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's 21-584, and that's still pending. It's never been disposed of. Part of the reason is, it's been about a year. You missed a hearing last July, and then you didn't come back in until about a week ago or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah, her sister, Donna Jack, she came down with cancer and passed away probably around 4 months ago. It was some troubled times, and
Can your grandmother come into court, or is she too bad to do that?
no, she could probably come in or call her, one of the two, but I kind of, when I left TCC, I was in a relationship, and I was clean for about 8 or 9 months, and then that happened, and at the same time that we split up, I got a back pay from the railroad that was rather large, and I got an apartment in Huntington, and I witnessed a life that I shouldn't have been living, and we went from there.
But I did go to OVP yesterday, and the Sublocade shot seems to work really well for me. And services is close.
And that's, you've been living in Huntington, but you want to go back to live with your grandmother, is that what you're telling me?
Yes, I've just been staying over the past 5 or 6 days.
Well, there was a protection order issued, so she needs to contact the prosecutor's office. That's what she wants.
Absolutely.
So let's schedule it for next Friday. Can you have her call in?
Sure.
Or
I have her
bring
call
her
in.
with you. You're here Friday, aren't you, Mr. Morford?
Sure. On.
So I'll put it on the docket for next Friday, and it'll be a pretrial on 21-584, and reviews on all the other cases.
Your Honor, I have that file now. I didn't have it before, but I thought maybe I could look at it here real fast.
July 24th. Yeah.
All right, so we're going to move it to next week.
Next Friday. See if, he says she does not want a protection order any longer. So that gives her a week to contact the court or be here next week.
She has the same telephone number she had before.
Yes. She's been trying to get this dropped for, I think, a year now almost, or the protection order.
Well, you had a warrant because you didn't come to court, so.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you in a week. July 14th will be your next hearing.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Dylan Hernandez, case number CRB 23381.
All right, Mr. Hernandez, do you have an attorney?
I do not.
Are you do you still want to hire an attorney?
I was going to go with a court appointed. So,
Okay, are you working?
right now, I'm currently unemployed. I just have VA benefits.
Okay. How much is that?
$4,000 every first of the month.
Well, I think that may have been the problem, because you're getting $48,000 a year in benefits from the VA, right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, I have a schedule to go by.
I was a heavy equipment operator out at a solar field, but I recently got laid off right before this happened.
How many people are in your family?
I have 3 kids, an ex-wife. And
Are you supporting your kids?
yes, sir.
Okay, well, you're right on the edge. I'll go ahead and appoint a lawyer for you.
Your Honor, I'd like to see if the other party's here.
Okay.
Sonny Hernandez, is she
She's
here?
not here. It's my ex-wife. The protection order was put into place at the beginning of the divorce in January, and I was under the impression that it was already dropped, but apparently it wasn't. I got pulled over with her. We were just trying to co-parent with the kids.
Do you know if she wants to go through with this? Or?
She does not. I actually have a picture of the where she filed to have it dropped. We're waiting on a hearing right now.
Do you have a phone number where the prosecutor could call her?
I know her. I contact her through my mother-in-law, or ex-mother-in-law.
You don't have a cell phone?
I have a cell phone.
For
I don't know. I don't contact her anymore. It's not like that.
This was a state trooper arrest, and his narrative indicates that she told him that the only reason she had a protection order was because when they split up and they were going to get a divorce, that she was afraid that he would take the children. So
She thought I was just going to up and leave and go to Florida and never come back. So that's where my family
we're
is.
going to attempt to get some information from her for the next pretrial if we could
Okay.
reset it.
So you're not working, you can come back any Mondays or Fridays, doesn't matter, right?
Yes, sir. I spent the weekend in jail that time whenever I got pulled over.
Let's make it August 7th. Your next hearing will be August 7th.
All right.
It's a Monday, 10 o'clock. You can write it down. There's a form there in front of you to write it down. August 7th, 10 o'clock. And see, I'll appoint Mr. Steyer to represent you. Are you available then, Mr. Steyer?
I am, we just set a date for the court.
August 7th.
A hearing that day anyway. Can you wait a few minutes and just paperwork with me? Yes, sir.
Is that what he did?
May I take the court's file, Your Honor?
Yes.
State of Ohio versus Charles Booth, case number CRA 23145, TRC 144350, and TRD 144393A and B.
All right, this is Mr. Morpher's case. It's an excellent report. Good job.
Thank you.
Okay, how do you want to proceed?
Well, Your Honor, his report is very encouraging, so we would like to see him continue on. And now I will state for the record that the alleged victim in this has told us that at least there was a statement filed with the court. We didn't receive it, but that she wanted the charges dropped, but we're not ready to do that yet. But we will consider doing that, strongly consider doing that, as long as Mr. Booth continues to be successful in his treatment. And that will help us to decide to dismiss the charges at a later date.
Okay, and he's still got a couple cases, old cases that he hasn't completed, one of which involves community service. He needs to be out here and do that.
I was gonna tell y'all about that. They have a 30-day period, which 2 weeks is blackout, so I can't do it. I think I got another 13 days until I could start that, but they said it'd be every Thursday I could do it.
Okay, that would be great. Let's come back in a month, August 7th. So by then, you should be able to start on doing something.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll make sure he's there.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
State of Ohio versus Kara D. Hearn, case number CRB 2381.
Stratton's case.
Good report, Your Honor. There's a couple of things. So she's inpatient, been inpatient for a little while now.
I think she went back in June sometime. She went
Yeah,
back
I've been there about a month.
June 9th.
June 9th. And as you recall, Your Honor, she's always been willing to seek services. There's never been an issue with that. She does have a young child. And I think there's been some issues at Bethesda with telephone.
It's just, I'm not able to contact them. We only get 3 days a week, 15-minute phone call. But
The reason why her contact was cut off this week is I sent you the screenshots.
Yes.
that was resolved. We got that taken care of. I'm talking about the actual phone. I can only call them 3 days a week for 15 minutes.
Did you see him, Mr. Stratton?
I did not.
Oh. But we had a meeting.
We did have a meeting on Thursday, and I supervised a visit. It lasted about 30, 45 minutes. There is the phases that they have to go through. We can't allow them to use the phone every single day.
But what my question was, could I change, well, it was going to be outpatient. Could I continue with outpatient services?
Well, I don't think that's what's being recommended. I understand it's a difficult situation because of the child. We have the council approach. Megan, would you approach? Okay. This is what we're going to try. I'm going to order you with QRT, and I'm ordering that you meet with them at least once a week. So they're going to be following you, and I'm going to allow her, because of the child, to try outpatient. Again, I mean, we tried that once before and it didn't work, but I want a little more supervision than before. So you've got to meet with Megan, and you're going to meet with her at least once a week while you go to treatment. She's going to monitor what your treatment is and how you're doing in treatment. And then if it doesn't work, you're going to have to go back to inpatient. We tried this once before. I think basically now we didn't have QRT involved before.
I don't think I was taken as seriously as I should have been. I've gotten a pretty good relationship, even built with Taylor now. That's
okay.
progress.
Well, let's try it, and let's come back in a week. I mean, I'm really concerned about you, so I want to see you pretty quickly. Let's
Okay.
try it for a week and see how it goes. So I want to see you on the 14th. Then you want to talk with her today?
Yes, I spoke with her earlier, but I'll go out and meet with her
Okay, I want you to talk with Megan again, let's get that lined up, know what you're gonna do. And so she can be permitted to do it outpatient at least this next week, and we'll see how it goes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Kara, is she okay, are you going to stay in outpatient services with Bethesda?
Yes.
Yes.
And Bez is okay with it for an outpatient?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Justin V. Casey, case number TRC 222460, A and B.
Your Honor, I have a letter for you. That's right.
Yes. Okay, it's a good report. There was a plea entered on April 21st. He was in spectrum, so he had to switch because the spectrum obviously went out.
Yes.
It's a high test order. And it says there's 2 priors, is that right, or?
There was one previously in mayor's court, so technically it's a second.
Okay. Well, I was wondering whether we're ready for sentencing, but if you're wanting me to do something like no jail time on this, I want to see him complete before I do.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that.
So he's not there yet, so. Let's set it, I'll go further out.
Okay.
I didn't give him that much space because he was switching providers, which he had to switch. August 14th?
Yes. August 14th? Good to go.
Your Honor, I believe Kayla Smith is here now.
Okay.
State of Ohio recalls Kayla Smith, case number CRB 23271.
Your Honor, she was having car problems, so.
I'll let Mr. Sowards know.
Yeah, so apologies on that, Your Honor. Out of her control, really. I saw the video. Your Honor, at this time, we'll enter a guilty plea to the charge. And,
So Gary won't be out, so he won't be out there lurking around all the way in there either.
I paid $300 for it back in February, so I'm just happy to last with this. I've become a single mother, and my old man got sent away, and it's been a rough. My house caught fire right before that, and he got arrested 5 days later, and I've just been trying and getting the kids to daycare, and I'm getting back into the workplace, and life's been testing me.
Okay, how do you wish to proceed?
oh, yeah, Your Honor, she'll enter a plea of guilty to the charge.
Is that correct, Ms. Smith?
Yes.
All right, my usual, and I don't see any reason because, well, let me give that explanation, but I'm going to order you to do a urine screen. That's what I do on all of this. So go do a urine screen, and then I'll decide how to sentence after I get the results.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Go to the probation office.
State of Ohio versus Richard A. Gibbs, case number CRB 22731.
Gibbs is here, and you don't have a lawyer, right?
No.
That I had told you, I think, at the last hearing, that I would dismiss today if there was no problems.
Yes.
And do you have that, Mr. Healy?
We have left several messages for Ms. Brown to call us back, and she has not. So,
She's bringing my kids today to see me, so, well, you already talked to her, she'll be fine.
and she also maybe, oh yeah, she's written us a statement previously. She doesn't want for us to pursue the charges.
All right, so you're okay with acknowledging?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your case is dismissed, sir. You're free to go. Thank you.
Thank you.
State of Ohio recalls Jeffrey A. Trout, case number CRB 21900 and CRB 21602.
All right, Mr. Trout is here. I think this was on the review docket. You got here late, so.
Yeah.
And you paid off your fines on one case, and you still have fines to pay on the other. Do you have a payment today?
40.
Okay. See the clerk, make your payment. I'll set August 7th as your next review at 9 a.m. Get it paid off and quit coming to this.
Okay.
$40 to the clerk, please.
Marty, thank you. Go on.
State of Ohio recalls Elson Childers, case number TRC 23629, A, B, and C.
All right, this is Mr. Steyer's case, pre-trial.
They've called up.
Urine.
Yeah, they called up and there was no result yet. So I would assume the state's going to ask for a continuance.
Okay, where are we on time on this? Yes.
90 days runs on August the 7th.
Okay.
I'm sorry, 27th, August 27th.
So August 4th?
I'm here that day, Your Honor.
Next hearing is August 4th. For pre-trial.
$10.
State of Ohio versus Patrick R. Shanahan, recall CRB 22678.
All right, Mr. Shanahan, anything you want to tell me?
Yeah, I'm in Robert Days, doing good. I did lose my job in recovery works due to mental health diagnosis, and I'm like a month and a half behind. I get this Vegas shot for bipolar schizophrenia, and I've really been going through it here lately, and I finally got a hold of pad, and they're getting my shot on Monday, and so everything will go back to normal, but I am actively seeking for a job, and I'm just doing good.
Okay, and he was supposed to come for... I didn't hear anything about that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping to do it. I can come tomorrow, I can come whenever.
Okay, we'll be here. Mr. Cooper will be here tomorrow, so I want you out here bright and early, 7:30 a.m.
Yes, sir.
No excuses.
Yes, sir. I'll be here at 7:30. Actually, I'll be here before that.
Okay, on the west side, over here in the parking lot on the west side of the building.
Okay, so on this side?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yes,
Be
sir.
there. I'll release you and give you a new review hearing date of August 7th, 1 month exactly from today. August 7th, 9 o'clock. You're free to go.
All right, thank you, Mr.
Be here
Governor.
in the morning.
State of Ohio versus Kayla Smith, case number on recall, CRB 23271. We'll just wait on yours.
Yeah.
Oh, got you. We don't have it yet?
I guess I'll
They haven't brought it to me.
Let me go check.
That's a lot of stuff. You know, it's good. Things happen like that. There definitely is.
Court judgment.
Got that. Court judgment.
Well.
Don't care about that.
She said that's what that is, because I was asked her about that, because I was confused with what I just told you.
Your Honor, I understand you'd be allowed to get an assessment done and maybe get some services and set this for sentencing.
Okay, what's her, she's a West Virginia resident, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
How do you pay for medical services?
I have Medicaid.
You have West Virginia medical
Yes.
card? Okay. Everybody's flew the coop, didn't they?
Everybody has, except me and Jerry.
Have you ever had counseling before for substance use?
Back in 2017, 18, I think it was, before my children were born.
Where did you go then?
I'm actually originally from Ohio, up by Michigan, Cleveland, and so I had it done up there.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Well,
No? Okay,
Ask
sorry.
him.
No.
Tell him his-
Let me handle this. Your Honor, why don't we reset it for maybe next Friday? Let her go out and get services, bring a
When we go to
letter.
probate, there's several agencies here that can take West Virginia medical card, but they don't have a representative here right now.
I'll give her some information, she'll speak out.
Taylor will talk to you. She
Okay.
can't, the agency works for her, can't do it because they can't accept Medicaid.
Okay.
But let me give you the speech I gave, a version of it earlier, and it's all true. I mean, you didn't test for fentanyl, so that's good, but it's kind of surprising because what's out in the street now has a lot of fentanyl in it when you may not even think you're getting fentanyl, but they're giving you fentanyl with other stuff. And methamphetamine, there's a lot of that in our community, and a lot of the methamphetamine is contaminated with fentanyl. And meth is bad enough. Long-term effects of taking methamphetamine are terrible. The fentanyl can take you out quick. And if you get a hold of some, that can be over. Anything you get off the street now can have fentanyl in it. So we need to get a handle on this. And you have children?
Yeah, I had a babysitter a couple days ago for the first time in 6 months since my old man left, and I made a stupid decision, and that's the first time I've touched it in now 7 years, and I regret it completely.
Okay. Well, and that's, I mean, a dangerous time is when people relapse. You know, we lose a lot of people when they relapse because of things have changed a lot since you've used. And if you're not familiar with what's in the community and what the dosages are and so forth, you're at high risk. You're at high risk anyway, I believe, even if you are an active user. But it seems like a lot of people that relapse overdose.
So, Your Honor, I've got a card here from Brianna with OVP, so why don't we try OVP? These are a couple of the other ones, but let us try OVP. So contact her, that's her cell.
Okay.
Contact her today,
Okay.
okay? And set up an assessment as soon as possible,
Okay.
okay? Your Honor, probably come back in a week.
Where do you live in? You live in Huntington?
Yes.
Where?
East Road.
Where's that?
It's off of James River Road.
Okay. So you're more in the west end?
Yeah. The outskirts of the West End, yeah. You take 14th Street and you go past the safety town.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, OVP has some facilities outpatient in Huntington, but I'm not sure if there's one close to where you are.
Valley Health is close to her.
Okay, is there a Valley Health down that end?
Valley Health doesn't have a out here, but she's got Proact and RRG.
Okay, so there's several there.
So would you like her to go through PROACT, Your Honor?
She can go to any of those are acceptable to the court.
Including the Valley Health or just these three? Because
She didn't give you a card for Valley Health?
There's not one out there.
There's not one out there.
You can look, I mean, if you have access to a computer, just put Valley Health in, and they've got a lot. It's a very medically based facility, so they're acceptable too.
I know where Valley Health is. That's the only reason why I asked.
Yeah, so let's get one done as soon as possible. Monday, let's do it Monday.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you have any transportation issues?
My car is a little iffy, but I'm supposed to be going to look at one today at a dealership. No, I just got my kids into daycare 2 weeks ago, and I'm in the process of finding a job. And
how many kids do you have?
I have 3.
Oh, wow. So you are stressed.
Yes.
Yeah.
3 under 4.
Okay. Well, Kim would like to talk to you too, or maybe she already has, but we'll try to give you some support. This is really important for not for you. You got to focus on you and your sobriety, but we also know statistically, you know what I'm about to say?
Yeah.
If you use, the chances of your kid using goes up.
That's why I'm so ashamed of relapsing, and it's been a hard time since in December my house caught fire, and then he got taken away 5 days after that, and I've been trying to rebuild by myself and never thought I'd be in a position like this, and I made a poor judgment call.
That will focus on the future going forward and doing what you need to do.
Yeah.
I know you sound like you've got a lot of tough things to deal with, and that makes it harder. It makes it harder to stay clean. So I understand that, but you got to do it.
Yeah.
So let's come back in the 21st, or you?
21st is fine.
2 weeks. So I want to have a report by then as to where you've been from then, from the facility. So we'll put it down as a sentence.
All right, 21st.
Okay, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Court's adjourned.
So this was Jasmine? Yes. Yeah, and of course Jasmine's only here, so she'll do everything that I've done. And you say you go back there and stuff, and your son. Right, yeah. Usually like when Jasmine's here, I'll come in and just like grab files. They
So
don't
did we
pick
run you off, or are you
Right.
staying?
Working on it. Oh.
Did we run you off, or are you staying?
Oh, I'm staying so far.
Okay.
Get up and run away.
All right, well,
We'll see how the day goes. I mean, we still stay here, right?
Right, yes, yeah, we
Okay.
don't go back to Iron, or I don't go back to Ironton.
Oh, you got, but Jasmine would go
She
back.
will, yeah, she
Okay.
will.
But you stay here and work on these, right?
Right, and there's actually, this stack is my Jasmine stack, I've got to do some stuff to.
Oh,
for
okay.
her,
But this is yours, is
Right,
right?
and I'm just gonna match your back. Just against the wall. Or against the wall, actually, thank you.
How are you folks doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Okay.
Good. Did we get another check?